Welcome back to the AAA podcast, the show that gives you access to all areas to everything music, nightlife, and everything in between. Welcome back to another episode of Joel, Darby, and Lewis, I guess. We haven't really thought of something for this one. I guess last time we sat down and chatted, we were talking about how we got started in the industry. This week we're going to, I guess, elaborate on some, embarrassing stories, Joel?
Some things that might be interested that we've encountered.
What accent was that? So I guess, things that are more, things that we encountered or embarrassing
Something
stories.
you just can't kind of forget.
Yeah. All right, well, since you're the one that came up with the idea, let's jump into you first. You can tell us your first story.
Okay, well, it's the same perpetrator twice over different events, we'll say. So, first one, it was at a bit of an illegal shindig, and there was hundreds of people, and this one person decided to go too extreme. It's usually the birds that decide they're not going to have a meal before going hard. So she had a few different things under the sun. So she was puking all over herself and all the rest. We had to call an ambulance up. All right. Now, weeks apart, I think, to memory, weeks apart, she done the exact same thing again. But this time she decided to wear like a white kind of very soft fabric. Very, very soft fabric.
You know
it was in
soft?
summer. Just like soft as in it wasn't like a thick cotton. It was like transparent.
Oh, it was like thin.
Transparent when wet, I should say. And it was wet when she was done puking all over it. Anyway, her friend's going, open her legs so that she could vomit between them. But then everyone from the back end of the do is looking that way because they can see, oh, this chick's like vomiting all over herself and they're giving her first aid.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, don't open her legs. You're going to have 450 people looking straight up it. But yeah, to you it might not seem very interesting or very funny, but if it was the same person twice within weeks and you were there, you would have been thinking, yeah, it's a bit of one of those things you can't really forget about.
I bet.
That was, classic Brenda.
That was a weird voice, Darby.
It was just
Her name wasn't Brenda. I'm not going to name her name.
Was she like 80 if her name was Brenda?
Nah, she was 18. She didn't learn she had to eat before going out and taking different things.
so
Eating is not cheating. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
No.
I love a good feed.
It's not a race, it's a marathon. And you need to be there to cross the finish line and get yourself home.
And just a shout out to all you lightweights out there. Don't be ashamed. You're just a cheap... hang on, I'll rephrase that because that was going to come out wrong.
You're just a cheap night.
You're just a cheap night out. No, you just get a cheap night out. Just take it easy.
Just have a kebab, have a fish and chips, have a McDonald's.
Have a McDonald's.
Yes.
Don't
Just a whole
have
McDonald's.
A whole McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole box.
Yeah. Well, so that's your first story. I guess we're going to go around in circles just until we have no stories. Darby, do you want to jump into your story? You got a list here, so
Yes, I have a list, and just because I don't forget them. Now, this requires...
Set the scene, Darby.
Set the scene. So, this was at a venue, and at the time I was doing a lot of sound work for it, so I was repairing equipment and stuff like that, and they used to host these nights with strippers. So, of course, something goes wrong, as things always do in nightclubs, and I get called in to fix the DJ monitor speaker, and so back to, this was early on in my sort of nightclub career, so the sex, drugs and hookers part of everything from, cheers for the people who were tuning in from last week. So this was
fortnight ago.
Sorry?
A fortnight ago. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Wow.
Previously
on the AAA podcast. So anyway, first experience with strippers or anything like that, and the manager there just thought it would be funny because he knows that I have had no experience in this sort of thing. Thought it would be funny to be like, hey, he gives me a Jackson Coke and goes, go sit down. And I'm like,
I know where this is going.
Oh
Yeah,
dear.
I know where this is going.
What time was it? Was this in the daytime?
No, this is at nighttime.
Oh, okay.
So this was at nighttime, and yeah, you can obviously know where this is going.
Please explain it though. We want to hear it in your words.
I don't think I've ever had someone standing on their hands with their back legs over the couch that I was sitting on.
Gyrating.
Just
Hey, wait. Just so I can get a visual image. On their hands with their legs over the couch.
yes,
That you were sitting on.
yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Were they?
So-
was their face facing your direction or opposite?
This is very
My
crucial
direction.
information.
So it was
What?
pretty much face to face in that orientation. So essentially 69ing.
Yeah.
Essentially 69.
Yep, okay. Now I
Yeah.
got it. Yep, okay, cool.
And yeah, and for this that was a pretty scary.
And she was
experience.
gyrating.
And
Is
just
that right?
just to clarify as well for anyone that didn't watch previously with our chat, Darby is a Christian
Straight edge.
Christian boy. So this is
I still am. Yeah.
you were and you still are.
Yeah.
So that first experience obviously was not something that's in your that isn't like is a sin or something.
I don't know what.
Darby hasn't
that
worked
was
out what
that
it
was
is.
multiple sins. I'm fairly sure that one time, but that's not where it stops either. So this next part was it was quite a interesting exercise where they would have like these bumper sticker style things, and I don't know why you would get a bumper sticker from a strippers night or something like that. But
Is this still the same thing?
Yeah, still the same night as well.
Okay. So this is after she finished doing her
Yeah,
gyration.
doing that gyration.
How long did that last for? Just
The gyration.
yeah. How long did they?
I have no idea.
It was timeless for Darby.
Timeless.
No, I was just like, what the hell is going on? Like, this was totally not my scene. But anyway,
Unlike Joel, this is Joel's scene. Joel's
Why is everyone looking at me? I have DJ'd strip clubs before.
back in Switzerland.
Why is that? That's like a creepy voice. Don't do that voice.
Yeah, don't do that voice. Hey, I've got one for you involving strippers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I was DJing a wedding, all right, and I just rock up DJing a wedding,
Yeah.
and bloke rocks up, quite muscly, had a bit of a duffel bag. Then a bird rocked up in a dress, high heels. She had a little bit of a backpack as well. And then the birds go inside. There's some cheering. There's some kind of music that gets you hyped, and then all the blokes start walking in, and then the groom says to me, he goes, "Would you like to come in for the show?" I'm like, "What kind of show are we talking about here?" And he goes, "The strip show." And then I was like, hang on. So we're at a wedding and they've got like a Bucks Night bachelorette going on at the same time. And so he kind of explained, he goes, "Look, we're truck drivers. We haven't had time to do engagement party, wedding and stag and bachelorette do. So we're doing the whole lot right now."
Two birds in one stone.
So they even got the catering lady who looked like she was very straight edge Christian probably as well, and she got the whole she got the male strip show as well. So everyone who was hired to come to this this wedding just to work at, they ended up getting a bit of a strip show as well.
So the catering got a platter of their own.
What was the
and
photographer
apparently
doing?
it was quite a big sausage.
Oh no! What was the photographer doing?
There was none, and I don't think they would have
no
been.
wedding photographer, right?
No, I don't.
Oh no, they wouldn't have been able to. Yeah,
They wouldn't have been able to.
like
Yeah. Well, no, actually,
And actually, the poor Bucks, groom, I should say, he copped it sweet. She bent him over and beat his ass with his own belt, and then she poured hot candle wax all over the guy. And I was thinking, this is your wedding night, you poor bastard.
far out.
that's intense.
It was quite intense for me too. I didn't know.
Did you get involved? Yeah.
How so?
And no, that
And then if that wasn't bad enough,
don't jump past this.
after he copped it sweet with the belt, she then shoved the carrot in his mouth.
And no, don't skip past this. How did you get involved?
I didn't.
The
Sat and watch, mate. There's a strictly no touching policy. You know.
yeah,
how it
but
goes.
come on, what happened?
On my behalf, nothing.
What did they do to you? Whether it's like Darby, you sat down and they gyrated on you?
No.
No, you're not.
No,
But
not.
what I have seen before at a work do was
I'm not gonna get out of it.
they pinned one guy down.
Yeah.
They shoved a female sex toy in his mouth, and then the woman got on top and gyrated.
Oh, wow.
At a work function. Actually, same work function. And okay, so my mate got slapped in the face real softly by the stripper, and then she kissed him on the cheek.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I get a kiss too, you can slap me anytime. I was just being cheeky and I had a few drinks.
Yeah.
And she smacked me so hard. The side of my face was numb for quite some time. I couldn't even feel the kiss on the cheek. And then she nearly knocked me out too.
That's beautiful. Now, okay,
So jump back to your stripper story.
backpedaling to this one,
Yep.
there was an activity involved where they had this bumper sticker type thing. They would put it between the two cheeks of the stripper.
I already, yeah.
Yeah, you already know what's going on, and you would have to grab it
With
and
your
they
teeth.
They would try and escape it. Like you'd go for it, and they'd lunge forward, and so you put on a show, right?
Was it with your teeth though?
Hold on.
Okay.
I go to grab it with my hand, and then all the guys start going, "Boo! No, you're meant to grab it with your teeth." And I'm just, my face just goes white. And the manager in the back who organised this and who told the DJ at the time was just like, "Hey, this is going to be funny." He's losing it, just on the floor laughing, and I'm just like this poor Christian boy who's just had to grab a sticker from a stripper's butt crack.
But did you put it back in and grab it with your teeth?
I had to.
But did you put it back in with your teeth or with your hand?
No, she grabbed it off me and then
Stuck it back in. But I gotta know, was it in like vertically, or did she slide it in so that you had to really stick your teeth in close?
Just for all these people listening, just so you can get that visual.
Yeah.
You can't
I'm
remember.
trying to think of an analogy for this.
She put
Was
it
it
in the
how-
shortest way possible so that you had to get real close, yeah?
No, it wasn't like that.
Oh, okay,
It was fairly easy.
So was
Okay.
it across both cheeks?
No, it was wedged between the
It was
two.
wedged between the two.
And he
They
had
were
to put his head
supporting
in
it.
and bite it out.
Oh, so it wasn't stuck.
Had
It
to-
was, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, I get that
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's... Well, let's keep the theme going, because talking before, I've got one to do with the stripper. It was I think it was the 21st that I was working at. And I still, to this day, I think it was the best thing that's ever been done. I just hope no one ever does it to me. They had the I was going to say groom. They had the guy whose birthday it was. They had him sit down on a chair, and what they'd done, they blindfolded him. And obviously, as a guy, if you're sitting down on a chair and you're getting blindfolded, you assume that they've got you a stripper. It's his 21st.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you assume. Now, to preface this, no one but two of his mates knew about this. No one, like, he had a missus, she didn't know, like, no one, none of the family, nothing.
no.
All I got told was they've got organised a stripper and you're not allowed to take photos. I was like, yep, cool. I'm just going to sit in the back and watch this.
Don't tell me it was a bloke.
No, worse. Worse. So
What could be worse?
tune in after this, I break. So we're waiting for them to come in, and everyone's expecting a chick. Like, that's what you would expect, is like a young chick. This lady that was probably in her 50s or 60s,
Yeah.
and she was a solid 100 plus kilos. Like, I can't remember the name. There is a term for it about these people that actually do this as a job. So it is a job, and I'm not disrespecting it. That's what she does.
Yeah.
And she did a strip show for him. So obviously
But he was blindfolded.
he couldn't see anything. So it got him on, like, kind of sat on top of him. So his legs were crossed, and she's kind of like sat on faced.
Surely he knew by the time she sat on him.
No, it gets a lot worse.
Oh dear.
Put his face in her boobs, and then got him to lay down on the ground. Now, what she did next was he was laying down, right? And she then basically stood above him, so that if you're standing on top of someone, her body was basically vertical with his face. He's still blindfolded, so he can't see anything. He doesn't know.
I can see where this is going.
And then proceeded to then... Hang on.
She pissed on him.
No, that's disgusting. she squatted down on his face.
Naked.
Pretty much, she didn't have much on. And at that point, he realized, took the blindfold off, freaked out. Like, I'm talking, like, she was doing it, and then he kind of like was like, what the is going on? And like, got up, pulled the blindfold off, and just, so you imagine the entire room was watching this. Everyone just lost it laughing. Like, it was, and then he took the blindfold off, and she wouldn't let him go. She's like, no, you've paid. Like, they've paid. Like, you're gonna keep going.
You're getting the full Monty.
He got a like full on, like, it was a good show.
Oh, was it now? Was it now?
No, I'm saying it could have been a good show if it was a little bit different. But I'm saying if
that's what you were into, because some
Exactly.
different strokes for different blokes.
Yeah.
Someone would have appreciated that.
Exactly, and I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
No discrimination here.
People wouldn't be doing it for a living if people didn't pay for the service.
Yeah.
I'm sure his mates really appreciated it.
Oh,
to
it
see
was-
his
Unless
reaction.
their business thrives on people like his two mates that organised it.
Yeah, well, they probably do. I'm assuming that, yeah, that's generally what it was hilarious. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. But, yeah, that was my, I don't really go. I've been to a few strip clubs, but it just doesn't, like, it's just,
It's not what they portray in the movies.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this and you haven't been to a strip club, it's not...
It's not as glamorous.
Yeah, one thing I did learn is you can't pull your phone out.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't.
you
They're
get
all over
crisp.
it.
They will threaten to step on it with their ridiculously tall high heels.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking the security came up to me because you don't know
you can't.
who's there kind of thing. But yeah, other than that, it's like, it's not...
I was sitting right up the back, and I was actually the DJ for the night, and
Yeah.
I was flicking through my phone. Can't remember what for. I wasn't taking photos, that's for sure. And then the security came over, and he was quite funny about it. Said I had to put it away, and I was like, mate, I'm sitting well up the back, like
Yeah, you're just chilling.
I'm just chilling. I'm one of the DJs. Like I'm gonna go on in a minute.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, look, I guess it's a whole privacy thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, I guess they've got their rules for that. But yeah, that's my stripper story. Do you have anything more, Joel? Let's change the subject. Do you have anything besides strippers, illegal ventures, or is that you're gonna take everything out of your list?
Oh, one funny thing, and some other DJs might have encountered this before. So I just finished my set, right? So I walked over because my mate was doing the lighting and the sound engineering. So I went and stood in the box, and I was in there for a while, just having a drink, having a chat with my mate. All right, and then these group of girls come over, give us the thumbs up while we're in the lighting booth, and they're like, "Yeah, this song's great. You guys are killing it."
If I had a dollar for every time I was sitting in a lighting booth and someone's like, "Can you play a tune? Can you play this tune?"
Or what about, okay, when I was working with you at, never mind the venue, but that place.
Yep.
Yeah. Someone came over
I know,
and said,
yeah.
Can I get drinks from here while we were DJing?
That's like the video. That's like to Sam Booker. Have you seen that one? It was shared on.
Can I order here?
Yeah.
I don't know. It
The
just shows-
DJ booth, like, why would you try to purchase a drink from the DJs?
What I want to know is when you go up and someone, if they know about this or if you've done this, please comment below because we have no idea. If you go up to a lighting booth and ask someone to play a song, what the do you think the person standing up on the stage where all the lights are is doing?
Yeah. He's not serving drinks, that's for sure.
I have a story with this as well. Are you good with your story?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Proceed.
all right.
You may proceed.
So going to my sound engineering and doing sound for bands and stuff like that. So of course you get the whole thing of I can't hear my husband, and it's like, yes, that's because he's the drummer and doesn't sing. Like I've had that before. I'm just like, I can't hear my husband sing, and it's like, that's because he doesn't have a microphone and he's drumming. Like that's. What do you expect me to do? There's nothing I can do about that. Anyway, all the thing that's like, oh yeah, can you turn it, like doing sound for country music events, they're just like, oh, can you turn it down a bit? And I have the imaginary knob. The imaginary knob is just a knob on the mixer that doesn't do anything. You twiddle it a little bit and they go, oh, that's perfect, thank you. And then they just go back and sit down.
That's the same as the imaginary. It's hot in here. Oh, do you want me to turn the aircon on?
See, I've gotten to the point now where it's really warm in this venue. Yeah, we'll turn it. I've just found where the aircon is. I just do it myself. It works well.
Fair enough. Yeah.
If you can't, what's the saying? If you want something done right the first
just do
time,
it yourself. Yeah.
do it yourself.
So So of
I love
course
how this turned from us talking about experiences and stripper stories to just being like, yep.
Oh, it's cold. Let's turn on the aircon. It's something as mundane as that. So anyway, so I'm doing sound for this band in this one venue, and like it was a real I really enjoyed doing sound for these events. This one guy comes up to me, and he was pretty far gone, and he goes, "Hey mate, you're playing really, really great music here," and I'm just like, there is an entire band standing on stage, and they're putting on a great show, and you're saying to me that I'm playing some really good songs. And he goes, "Mate, it's a compliment. Just accept it. You're doing good," and just shakes my hand and then just goes on his merry way. And I'm just like, what? How do people? I just don't even know. Like, I just don't even know. But yeah, that does happen quite a couple times.
Oh, funny one. I was DJing at this one club, and it attracts some odd people. Okay, it attracts some odd people. Sometimes
Don't all venues?
fairly older people as well. So anyway, someone comes up and says, "Tell the DJ to play this song." All right, I'm not slagging off the band. I won't name the band. It's actually a good band. It's just it wasn't genre appropriate for the club and the time I was playing at.
Yeah.
So the security guard comes over. I was like, "No, I'm not going to play that." And then the security guard goes back and goes, "No, he's not going to play it." He goes, "Tell the DJ he's fucking shit."
You don't expect some people. Some people just come like their reaction is like you're like, I did not expect that to come out of your mouth.
There's some people out there, and I think that
There is people out there.
their job of the night is to just piss off the photographer, the DJ, and the sound tech, and the security,
And security, yep.
Yeah.
And the bar staff.
and the bar staff. Like some of the stuff I've seen, like they just. This is common with photographers. You'll take a photo, and then they'll want to inspect every single photo that you've taken of them.
Yeah, they'll be like, this is a typical thing, and you definitely know the pain. This is why I don't really show photos, is after I've taken them, it's like, "Oh my goodness, I look so drunk." And it's
Can
like,
you delete that one?
yeah, I look so drunk. That's because you've just downed like 5 tequila shots, 3 Smirnoff double blacks, and you've had a Jackson Coke as well. Like,
You're very
of course you're drunk.
You're very specific about that.
I've uploaded the whole photo reel from an event before,
Album.
and the whole
We're not in the 80s.
the whole album, and I've had some bloke message me going, "Oh, like, can you delete that photo?" Because I'm like hugging that chick.
Yeah,
And
his
I'm like-
missus was not happy.
Yeah, it could have been his missus. And then I've had chicks before go, "Can you delete that photo because I look like this and that?" And I'm thinking you're like 1 millimeter squared in the background,
Yeah.
and you want to delete it just because you
I have that quite regularly where people they're not even in the photo.
like hardly. in it.
It like might be their arm, and they'll message and like, "Can you delete this?" And you got to do it. I do it anyway because it's more hassle than it's worth. But at the same time, I'm under the understanding, and like I feel strongly about this, and I've actually genuinely I've broken up relationships because of this. Is that if you are out and you're not supposed to be out, if I take a photo of you, I'm sorry, but if that goes up, like if you come up to me and say, "Oh, you don't remove that photo," I've had that before where I've taken a photo, they've then told a staff member, and then they've come up to me like, "Can you delete that photo? That person's not supposed to be here." Generally, I've had that happen.
Yeah.
But if you're, and anyone listening, if you're going out and you're not supposed to be out, your partner doesn't know you're out or whatever, you're out with someone that you're not supposed to be, if a photo gets taken of you and that gets uploaded, I'm sorry, but that's on you.
Yeah, that's on you. Yeah.
Like it's not something that, like if someone says something to me and I remember to, if I'll delete it, I'm not going to be an actual
We're going to have to bleep
So
that one
much
out.
for the swearing policy. Yeah.
that'll be bleeped out. You'll just hear me just saying and it'll just be beeping the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could just say And that's just beeped all the way through.
Here's actually a funny one. All right. We had a sellout show one night when I was hosting an event.
I've just worked out something.
What's that?
Just while we're talking, is that if you say something, I can just say, and it'll just get bleeped out halfway through whatever you're saying.
Okay. Anyway. Back to what I was saying. So one day we had this sellout event and everyone was going crazy, get resales, trying to get resales. Like people were like, I'll pay $50 for a ticket. Like people were just going mad for it, all right? They would have paid double what the ticket was valued at. Okay, anyway, so this one bloke, he saw a snippet of himself in our promotional video. And so he made up this crap that his mum was a lawyer and all this sort of stuff, trying to blackmail me if I didn't give him a free ticket. So I went through and I checked all this stuff and I checked what was printed on the tickets, and I think I had something printed like, if you agree to purchasing this ticket and entering the venue, you will be photographed and filmed and all the rest.
Yeah.
Like there's a small plaque at the front of most venues stating this kind of information. It's your fault if you didn't read it.
Yeah. I think it is actually, I'm pretty sure it's within liquor licensing. If you step into a licensed venue, they don't need to notify, like you're basically accepting the responsibility that you will be filmed, you will be photographed.
Yeah. So anyway, this guy tried to blackball me and all this sort of stuff. So I hit him with the facts and I was like, listen here, mate. And if you want to take it any further, we can. And he was like, nah, I was just shitting you with you, man. My mum's not really a lawyer. I was just trying to get a free ticket. I was like, you little
That's going to be
and I told
long bleep.
I told everyone on my team, and they're like, that guy's ban him and all the rest. I was like, and by the way, if you try and show up on the night, you will not be let in.
Oh, yes, I have another funny story. Lewis, do you have any funny stories? Because I feel like it's your turn again, but this one's just...
Any funny stories? Not really. I can't think of anything that's... They just pop into my head. Like, it's just something that... I don't know. It's like, there's so many things that happen on a night out, like, regularly that people are going to know. Like, anyone that gets drunk or... I've got plenty of stories about people just being stupid drunk. It's not.
But the problem is, some of these stories you retell them, and it's like you kind of had to be there.
Well, that's what, like we were talking about it before we started, like, and there's a few stories where you kind of have to be in the moment for it to be funny,
and you got to know the venue, you got to know the people, and
and we're respecting venues by not naming where they are
or naming individuals. Yeah.
Well, Darby, what were you going to say?
I was shooting a birthday party and some guy, for a little bit of context, I love my cars and I'm really into motorsport and take a lot of care of my car and everything like that. And I'm photographing this party and I get word that one little is standing on the roof of my car and pissing down my windscreen.
Whoa, yeah, you wouldn't forget that one.
And I was livid, but I thought it was funny at the time, but I was still upset.
Did you get a photo of it?
Hey, no. wait. Joel, you never told me you were at a party with Darby.
So, yeah, and I'm like, at first I didn't believe it, and I was like, oh, surely they're just pulling my leg, whatever. So I go...
He's pulling some leg.
So... And then I hop in the car and I'm like, I'm just double checking that what they're saying is fact. And I see this puddle stream down my windscreen and I'm like, yeah, this definitely happened tonight. There was not rain. So yeah, that definitely happened.
And that's disgusting.
Yeah, I know, it was gross. It was gross. Anyway, so that night, because at that party, it was on a Saturday night, and then after the party, everyone would then go to the clubs. Now, I was really good mates with a security guard, so we were talking the shit before everyone started rocking up and everything. So this was after the party. I drove to the nightclubs to photograph. And
still with your weed-pissed windscreen?
And you were like, there he is, there's the guy who pissed on my car.
Well, funnily enough, that guy was planning to go out that night. And I was telling the story to the security guard, and the security guard goes, what's his name? And I'm like, oh, it's this one's name. And he goes, and he just searches it up on the system and goes, I've got your back. And that guy did not go nightclubbing for the next 3 months because he pissed on my car.
Did they tell him the story every time he tried to get in? That would have been even funnier.
That would have been better. I would would embarrass me.
No, we're not letting you in because we don't want you to stand up and piss on the couch because we know you stood up and pissed on this bloke's car.
Yeah, you pissed on our photographer's car. You with us, we with you.
You're with me, I'm with you.
That was essentially it. And Yeah, so that happened.
One night, I'm not going to name the DJ or the venue or anyone in between, but this one DJ, he was so pissed. All right, he yaks all over the bar.
Yep.
Nobody coincidentally saw it at that very moment, so he was kind of like. He had like a split second to think about it, and he goes, "Can you believe people these days just vomiting all over the bar and not cleaning it up? I can't believe it." And then he just casually snuck off.
What? So he vomited, no one saw it, and then
He all over the bar.
yeah, no one saw
Coincidentally,
it.
no one saw it at that very present moment, and then he just starts like looking around like, "Can you believe people these days vomiting all over the bar, not cleaning it up?" Like, you know what I mean?
Oh my god. So this is a drunk stories. Do you know what we should? Oh no, you can't even say that. In the comments below, let us know on socials or whatever what we can call this kind of. I know it's the podcast, but like our little section of the podcast, because these stories are hilarious.
I'm sure some people have stories that'll top ours. We probably have stories somewhere in the memory bank, but we just can't remember.
Yeah, if we need to sit down and listen to them.
call them.
If you have one, DM us. Whether it's anonymous or not, you can let us know.
Yeah, keep it anonymous.
And
We'll read them out.
We will read them out because, yeah, I'm sure that there's been times where, as you said, that they've topped us. Just to let everyone know, if you don't know, on Facebook, it's AAA Podcast, one word. Instagram, it's AAA_podcast. And then Twitter is AAA_podcast_Oz because someone had taken AAA Podcast. How dare they on Twitter? Ooh. So follow us on our socials, send us DMs or comment below if you're watching this on YouTube. And
I think people are going to be DMing about stuff they've seen me do while I've been on the job.
And just so that people are aware, please keep, if you're going to send like photos or anything like that, please keep it PG. Please.
Yes.
I feel like saying that people aren't, but yeah, try and keep it PG because we'll just block you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a video of me floating around at the moment.
Oh, dear.
You know how it pops up in your memories?
Yeah.
And then people decide it'd be funny to send
Well,
it
why don't you describe what it is? Since you brought it up while we're on air.
I was DJing at a friend's
Your
party.
microphone's falling down.
I was DJing at a friend's party, but besides the friend and maybe a couple other people at this party, I didn't know anyone else. And there was quite a few people.
Yeah.
Nice place. I won't name the suburb, but upmarket place.
Yeah.
You know? Very, very upmarket.
Peppermint Grove.
Not to that scale, but not far off it.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm DJing.
So Claremont.
Don't worry about the location. So I'm DJing, and then I had this one bird just feeding me drinks. I didn't realize at the time, but it was like pretty much a cup like this, 50% vodka, 50% lemonade or something like that. And I'm just smashing them down.
Yeah.
And I broke the number one rule. I didn't eat dinner. And because I was DJing, I was running around like crazy on that day. I might have had one meal that day.
You broke our rule.
Yeah. So anyway, had one meal that day, drank all this grog, and I'm just getting worse and worse and worse. And there was a running joke from when I DJ'd at my sister's birthday party. I used to drop the fader, and I'd say, then my sister's name, and then my sister's name, and then get the crowd to chant this.
So you realise that for anyone that's just listened to that, it's just going to say, beep, my sister's name, beep, my sister's name.
Yeah, it was kind of a running joke, all right? So whoever's birthday it was, if I knew them, I'd keep the joke going.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and then everyone kept Snapchatting, thinking it was so funny. So then they're like trying to get me to do it again. And I just put both my fingers up to like everyone that was at the party.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I dropped the fader and I said, all you
and that's it?
I'm like, doing some weird gesture, and they've completely got it on video, about a good 9-second Snapchat of it.
Okay, anyone that has that footage, please send it in to us.
And I think I'm like, all you you're all wankers, or
please send that in.
There's a solid 9 seconds of some drunken rant.
I will make sure personally that goes on our social media if someone can send that through. So anyone that's listening that has that of Joel. Don't send it to Joel because he'll never show us. Send it to us.
I think everyone DJing has had their embarrassing moments and funny moments.
I think it's just like
Anything.
Oh, DJ's notorious for drinking too much.
to take it on a serious note as well for like anyone that is starting out DJing, anything in the industry. Like, if you have a moment where you screw up,
Tell us.
Tell us our social. No, more the fact of like if you do f up, it's not really going to be noticed by anyone but you and anyone else.
Other one that
like any DJs that are kind of there, they're the only ones that are going to notice. So just don't worry about it. Sorry, your microphone keeps falling and it's just drooping down. Thanks, Darby. Thanks for sliding that back in.
Weight balance.
Weight balance.
Weight balance.
But yeah, like I guess Joel, you could obviously vouch for this. It's kind of like no one's going to notice, so you just need to just
Oh yeah.
just go for it. Just keep going. Don't
Just act like it didn't happen.
fake it until you make it. Basically,
Oh, don't say that.
fake it until you make it.
All right, and we'll catch you all next time.
Yeah, that's what we're going to leave on. Fake it until you make it. Do you have anything else to finish up with, Darby? Do you have another story?
It's a nickname story.
And don't forget to send us the juicy details.
Oh yeah, juicy,
send us
juicy details.
Send us juicy details. Send us,
Anonymously, we'll read them out.
yeah, obviously we will keep your privacy. If you want us to tell the name of the person, then by all means. But send us. And
we will
stories.
keep venues and all the rest anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Darby, take us out with one last story.
Okay,
Or
last
nickname.
story. So now in high school, I had a nickname because I listened to dubstep. Like back in the yes, it's that name. Back in the days of Flux Pavilion, Bass Cannon and stuff, 2012, 2011, before it all like went crazy and not really mainstream, but went crazy. My nickname in high school was Darbstep because my name's Darby. Darbstep. Now, one event that I was DJing for, it's basically a celebration of finishing school, and so I
Isn't that called schoolies?
levers, and I was like, I was having
anonymously levers.
it was Yes,
the cat's
yes.
out of the bag. It was levers.
Yes, it was levers. Now, I was having like a grand old time, and I was playing some like good old bangers, like
You make
crazy,
it sound very old.
crazy in love and stuff like that, like the almost older stuff, but the stuff that everyone just dances to, and then
Stuff that...
anyway, so yeah, and then on the mic, the DJ next to me, so it was in a silent disco, so you have like in this case, it was 3 DJs, 3 channels on headphones, so they glow the color of the different DJs.
Yeah.
Now, you could see that there was like a sea of the color that I was playing on, and anyway, so this one DJ that was next to me goes on the mic, flips on the mic and goes, "Give it up for DJ Dubstep!" And everyone goes, "Whoa, DJ Dubstep!" And I was just... oh my goodness, I hated that name during high school, and it really stuck, and for the rest of that Levers week, I was known as DJ Dubstep.
And now he's just Bob Darby.
Bob Darby or Dubstep. Well, I guess thank you for listening, guys.
Yes.
Joel, thank you for joining me. Dubstep, thank you for joining me as well. This is the AAA podcast, the show that gives you access all areas to everything music, nightlife, and everything in between. Thank you for listening. As I said, check out our socials, send us messages, DMs, stories, whatever. Just not nude pictures, because we'll send them on to Joel. Thank you for listening, and we will see you soon.